they are seeking to bring an ally by which people who have turned 18 since the last elections and before the next elections will have to be registered and added to the list of the register. They are not seeking to create a new register. They are seeking to add on those who have become qualified. And they are saying that by their information, 17 million of Ghanaians age 15 and above have their ID cards. In that regard, there's a small number left. And the numbers you intend to register by every year who turn 18 after the last election will be less than 500,000. So what is wrong with this approach?
If they are seeking to add people, what it means is that all those who are already registered will not be excluded through this arrangement.
That's correct.
But you have a situation where they are passing a law that says you will only be eligible, essentially, if you are registered with a Ghana card. That is patently illegal. Because the Constitution does not say so. The Constitution says that identify the person. And the Constitution is a right. It says every citizen. And if we have time, you should just read Tenadi. Tenadi solved these problems and said that the right to vote is a constitutionally guaranteed right. You cannot use administrative law, whether it is there or it is not there, to remove it. So if what you're saying is what is true, then all of us who have registered so far will still be valid if we don't re-register. And that the rest who have to register should come with a Ghana card. That itself is wrong. Because the Constitution does not require a Ghana card. The Constitution says that identify, be shown that you are a Ghanaian. Any means by which you can show that you are a Ghanaian is valid. If you read the various CIs, it shows that the election officer should just confirm that you are a Ghanaian and of sound mind, the things that you need to do, and that you are on the register. And the important part about the EC's register is this. The EC in the Constitution is asked to compile a register. Compiling means it exists already. The EC is a commission. There is an authority today in this country that is supposed to create an identity document. So you can compile it from there. Part of why we have this problem is the abject failure of the NIA to complete its simple mission all these years. And I like the fact that you read Georgina Wood's judgment that we have needed this thing all these years, and we have spent enough money. I don't know why it should be this difficult to issue ID cards in this country for all these years. So that is one of the reasons. If we had an NIA that had issued all these cards, then it would be easy for the EC to compile the list from that card. But even if they did, it does not stop a citizen who can prove that he's a citizen from voting if they don't have the Ghana card. The Ghana card is not your proof of citizenship. It is just a document that confirms it.
Kofi, you know that beyond the constitutional provision, there is the need for a mechanism. And that is why over the years, we have looked for mechanisms to, as it were, operationalize the Constitution, which says identify the individual as 18 of sound mind and a citizen of Ghana so they can vote. And right. The Supreme Court has not even only said that the right to vote is a constitutionally guaranteed one. It has moved beyond that to agree with what is now world standard, that it is a fundamental human right. And that's why through Churchill, now prisoners can vote.
Yes.
So
let me deal with that. So you are saying what it says is that there must be a system where you can show what you really are.
Exactly.
So Samson, I agree with you that we need an administrative procedure to do that. But what we must tell everybody is that the administrative procedure does not replace your rights. And that what you are saying is that we must figure out a way to prove what is already in existence.
So that, for example, Kofi, you cannot say, Tenade is a classic example that even if it is one individual, his right must not be denied. But Kofi, the point is here. Well, the Supreme Court has actually stopped a whole election process for district assemblies because one person's right was at stake, and we lost millions in that process. But Kofi, the point is that, what are you saying? Are you saying that if I don't get registered, I can show up at any voting center any day and say, because I'm Ghanaian, I have to be allowed to vote? That would be chaos. So that's why we need assistance.
No, you can't say that. So you should just disaggregate what you're saying. Your citizenship is in existence already. We need an administrative system to prove it to the EC official. But the EC official's job is to allow citizens to vote. We are saying that the NIA by now should have created that system, and note that the NIA is an authority on identification. Now, the failure of the NIA is part of why we are where we are, and I think they should get their act together. That is one.
The NIA replies you that stop saying it has failed, because it's not working to any deadline. What it's doing is a continuum. You decided, one minister, or is it the cabinet, decided that there should be linking of SIM card to whatever, and NIA came to tell you that you can't compare us with your deadlines. The minister is giving deadlines and repeating them. So
the NIA is not a law unto itself, and there can be reasonable measures. Reasonable reason says that it should not take this long, it should not take this amount of money. And we know how many cars they are trashing, the number of times we've gone around this. So as for discussing the NIA, that's another matter. But the central point is, if the NIA had done its job, this would be easier. Now, even if the NIA had gotten everything 100% correct, having or not having the Ghana card is not what makes you or does not make you a Ghanaian. So the Constitution requires that if for any reason you don't have the Ghana card, but you can prove that you are a Ghanaian, you have a right to vote. By some other working of the law, certain other things can happen to interfere with that. But the fundamental point should be made that the ultimate success of the EC is to make sure that everybody who has a right to vote, as in is a Ghanaian of sound mind and above 18 years old, etc., gets to vote, even if they don't have a Ghana card.